Joey? In Paseo de Rojas and Ayala, the tall building, the hotel, the Makati Shangri-La is there today. And it's one of the most profitable businesses today because they foresaw, therefore, they have foreseen the growth of the economy 10 years later. Sometimes we make our decisions based on what we see today. Sometimes we base our decision on how you feel. You know, we base our decision on how things are around you and not see long term. Today I'd like to talk about foundation and having a strong foundation. There's an acrostic for the word foundation. Can I have a whiteboard marker? There's an acrostic for the word foundation. The F in foundation is called faith. Faith. Faith is believing that what you cannot see will come to pass. Faith is having the ability to be sure of things you hope for, certain of things you do not see. Are you sure of your future? Are you certain that things are going to happen, good things are going to happen in the coming 5 years, 10 years? Are you sure in your heart? Do you believe that what lies ahead is something good? Faith is required for any person, whether it's a business, whether it's for your family, in any planning meeting, you have to have faith. I always say, I'd rather lose everything and not lose faith. Mawalan ka na ng bahay, mawalan ka na ng trabaho, mawalan ka na ng, alam mo yun, bumagsak na lahat, wag lang mawalan ng pag-asa. Because faith and hope are very synonymous. Magpinsan daw yan eh. So faith is the thing that drives people to achieve success. Because without faith, you're going to quit. Without faith, you're going to stop. Without faith, it's almost, making the wrong decisions every time you make decisions out of fear or out of desperation, out of unbelief, out of, yan ang mga nagkakos ng failure eh. But may mga ibang tao umaasenso. May mga ibang tao hindi. Because they cannot stick to one thing long enough. Hindi sila makahawak sa isang bagay long enough to stay. Okay? And when it starts growing, wala na sila doon. Alam mo yun, hindi na sila tumatagal. So the F in foundation, I don't know if they can still see me there. They can still see me. The F in foundation is faith. If you want to have a strong foundation, you have to have faith. Sa hirap ng buhay ngayon, pag wala tayong faith, mahihirapan tayo lumaki. Yung faith, kaya may mga negosyong lumalaki dahil ang lakas ng faith ng mga nagpapatakbo, ang lakas ng faith ng mga taong nagtatrabaho doon eh. So napaka-importante, one of the, I always say this, without faith, it's almost impossible to achieve big things. Because really, faith can move mountains eh. Yung mga malalaking problema nyo, mga sitwasyon natin, faith. Sa negosyo, faith rin yan eh. Sa networking, faith rin po yan. Diba? Kumbaga, na-imagine mo na ba yung sarili mo na meron kang 2,000 people? Na-imagine mo na ba na habang nagsasalita ako ngayon, meron taga-Belgium na nanonood? Habang, guys from abroad are watching? Because we're now live on, anyone's watching us. In the States, people are watching us. In Hong Kong, people are watching us today. Right now, Tugigaraw is watching us. And there's so many people watching. And I'm just telling them, whether in business or any endeavor that you have, faith is so important. Importante talaga yung faith. Na-imagine mo na ba yung sarili mo na meron kang 1,000 downlines? Can you imagine that you can have 10,000 downlines? Can you imagine that you can have 100,000 downlines? It starts with faith. It's not going to be easy. That's why only a few can achieve it. Because some will just dream about it. Diba sabi nila, some people will watch you. Some people will watch things happen. Some people will ask what happened. Diba? But some people will see things happen because of faith. So faith, the F in foundation is faith. But another key to a strong foundation, the letter O, is to be organized. You can be full of faith, but if you're not organized, it's not going to work. Organization is really a discipline. Organization means you have to have a office in the comforts of your own home. What changed? Nag-echo ata, paki-ano? Nag-echo bigla, yeah. I don't know what happened. May tinamaan ka ata, Rads eh. Okay, para tayo nasa auditorium. Pakitawag na lang si Mike, please. Ayusin natin. Alright. To be organized. I really hate this sound system because it really is interrupting. To be organized is so important. You have to have a small office or a small, you have to have a computer to organize. It's so hard. I can't imagine running a big company or a big network without being organized. You can only grow as much as you're organized. If you're only organized after this much, it's echoing. Siguro stay ka na lang dyan para I don't know what happened now. So, organization is very important. No? Kailangan ayos tayo. Meron ka bang calendar of activities? Sinusulat mo ba yung lahat ng meetings mo? Kasi pag may kausap kang isang tao, Jay, libre ka ba ng April 3? Ewan ko, hindi ko alam eh. But if you're organized, you can actually just go there April 3. So you don't miss appointments. You become more professional. Okay? Another person just asked me a while ago, Jay, hindi ka raw ma-reach. Sabi ko, hindi posible yun. Kasi ako, I always return calls within the next 24 hours. Whether it's an email or a text or a call, there is no way I will not return a call. Unless talagang nakalimutan or something. But generally, you have to be organized. If you want to be a big networker or any big business, you have to have a discipline of mind. You have to be organized in your thoughts, organized in your communication system with your downlines. Kailangan organisado ka. No, that's a discipline. Okay, bakit yung isa merong 50 lang yung downlines niya, may isa merong 100,000? The difference is organization. Okay? Use computers. People ask me, Jay, how did you have 1.5 million downlines? There's an organization. You cannot run a network if you're not organized. What if we start going global? How can you set your appointments with all the different countries? It's almost impossible if you are not organized. So at this point, you have to begin to think. Isipin mo na, ba't ka hindi lumalaki? Were you able to call your leaders? Is there a weekly communication? Is there a weekly call? Are you organizing your team properly? Okay? Organization is going to be key. The next one, in foundation, the letter U in foundation is called undivided attention. Undivided attention. Undivided means focus. It's so hard to do 10 things at the same time. There has to be a certain degree of focus. I have yet to see a networker who can manage 5 networks all at the same time and become successful. Wala pa ako nakikitang ganung networker. Normally, the big networkers are focused in just one. Okay? They choose one and they focus. It's hard enough to do one. Ano pa kaya? Much less 2 or 3 or 5. It's almost impossible. Ito nga, ang hirap na isa lang eh. Gagawa ka man ng 10. Diba? Ang hirap mag-gano ng network. It's impossible. You can achieve a certain degree of success, pero hanggang doon na lang. May limitation na yon. Hindi ka nalalaki. Okay? Mas mahirapan na. Undivided attention is critical. Okay? Foundation. The N in foundation is never negative. Never be negative. I've learned this. This is something I've memorized since 30 years ago. Never be negative. How many of you are positive? Okay, lahat tayo positive, di ba? Okay, some people are negative. Some people are positive. When I say negative, they always think of what can happen worse, the bad thing that can happen. But some people are always looking at the good side of things. Diba? Pag nakita na yung baso, puno, half empty, or half full. It's half full. No, it's half empty. They always see the negative side of things. Pagising pa lang na umaga, hirap ng buhay. Negative na kagad. Or, wow, today is going to be the best day of my life. Today, we're gonna do great things. We're going to achieve great things. Today is going to be a breakthrough year. This year is going to be the best year of my life. Laging positive eh. Okay? Does it mean there's no challenges? There are challenges. But, we're looking at the positive side eh. Kasi iba na kagad yung galaw mo pag positive ka eh. Diba? Pag negative ka, ang hirap na nga. Ang hirap pa eh. Negative pa eh. Baka ganyan, baka ganito eh. Baka ganyan, baka... Puro baka eh. Iba yung positive. Ito yung mga invisibles na nakikita nila, yung mga pundasyon na hindi nakikita eh. They're invisible qualities of people eh. To not be negative. To always look at the positive side. Okay? Napaka-importante nun. Pag meron kang tinitignan, hindi, kaya yan. Tapos malulusutan. some of the problems that you're going to encounter can only be achieved with a positive heart and spirit. Sometimes hindi nyo makakonquer yan pag medyo hihinay-hinay ka. Kailangan positive ka lagi. Now, how do you become positive and how do you become negative? It's very simple. If you join negative people, you will become negative. If you join positive people, you will become positive. Ganun lang yan eh. It's a very simple rule. If you watch negative things, you'll become negative. Pag positive ka. And then you watch. How do you know if somebody is positive or negative? From the words that come out of their mouth. If they speak life, they're probably positive. Pag puro negative yung sinasabi, mahirap yun eh. Diba? In my house, I correct people eh. That's why I don't hear anything negative that surrounds me. Ano sinabi mo? Oh, that's negative. Don't say that again. Okay? If my son, I'll give you an example. If my son, for example, did not obey me, kaya hindi sumunod yung when my son was small, instead of saying, you disobedient boy, anong dapat mo sabihin? Ako sinasabi ko, Luis, you are obedient. What you did is not you. Positive. Okay? You are, narinig niya, obedient ako eh. Mabait ako. You're a good child. Okay? Don't do that again. Okay? It's not, bobo eh. Ingot ka eh. Di ba? Ganun minsan, puro negative eh. Okay? And we don't allow curses in the house. Walang nagmumura. Bakit? It's negative. Okay? Words are so powerful. So you allow only the positive things. Foundation is key. Okay? The D in foundation is to be determined. Determinado. You have to be determined. Okay? You know what separates the men from the boys, or the ladies from the girls, for example, no? Is determination. When the conviction of the others, when people are falling down, you're still up there and you're still standing strong. That's the difference eh. Diba? Sige, ayaw mo, sige. Kaya nga, isa lang yung maangat eh. Ba't konti lang lumalaki sa network? A handful of guys. Bakit? Ilan lang yung determined eh. Diba? Ba't siya lumaki? Over 200,000, 600,000 distributors. Ba't siya yung top 5? Eh, sila yung pinaka-top 5 na determined eh. Okay? In other words, yung ibang 600, hindi kasing determined nung 5. Diba? Hindi kasing determined eh. Kailangan may konti, alam mo, ang kahirapan, kailangan may konting laban eh. Kailangan may konting galit. Hindi mo pwedeng, sige, alam mo yung lala. Kailangan may konting galit eh. Kailangan, hello, sige, next. Ganun dapat eh. Meetings. Determined ka eh. Kailangan may konting laban. Ako, siguro, ewan ko, nangyari sa akin eh. Ako lang, kaya laging, hindi ko matiis na walang gatas sa refrigerator eh. I'm the type of person, mainit ang ulo ko pag walang gatas. What I'm saying is, hindi ako papayag. Kasi may konting galit ba? Yung tamang galit may galit ka sa kahirapan. Huwag kang pumayag na maghihirap ka. Kailangan magalit ka ng konti. Inside, hindi yung galit na negative I'm talking about galit na determination, hindi ako papayag. The more I plan, the more I become creative pag kailangan. I think of ways. I always find solutions. Determined people always find solutions to problems. Diba? Hindi ako give up na hindi ko mahanapan ng solution yan. Hahanapan ko ng solution yan. Tutuyuin ko yung utak ko kakahanap ng solution. Hindi ako papayag na walang Kaya umaasenso. Kasi galit ka eh. Di ba? Kasi galit ka, kailangan huwag ka pumayag. Di ba? Yung iba, nag-quit na, si Gene Manawis, hindi nag-quit. Kaya today, may nakuhang malaking isda. Ayaw tumigil eh. Buong Bohol, makukuha ngayon ni Gene. Yung iba kasi, nag-try ng 3 beses, 10 beses, ayaw ko na. Eh si Gene ayaw eh. Ayaw tumigil eh. Kaya ngayon, may kausap na naman, taga Bohol. Di ba? Makikita mo, bakit the same people, magtataka ka, bakit the same people, I'm just giving you a scenario, no? Why is it, in all my networking companies that I joined, why is it the same people who did the network are the same people who goes to the top? Ano ba yung meron nung 5 na yon na sila lagi kahit sa mo dalhin, laging nagtatap? Hindi ba kayo magtataka? Hindi na siguro sa networking company, no? Wala na sa networking company, nasa Kasi lagi sila kahit saan mo dalhin Hindi naman sa nag-ano ako kahit saan mo ako dalhin, I think I'll hit the top also. Why? Because there's a determination Ayaw sumurrender. Okay? You have to be determined. We have to find it. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. Pero may konting, di ba, sa lahat ng kumpanya, meron namang nag-ano. You have to find a way, you have to be determined. And the goal is, sa networking, the goal is, you have to be, when you're in faith, you'll be forced to be determined Kasi nakikita mo, ito yung gusto ko mangyari, kailangan mangyari by hook or by crook. Okay? In my case, kailangan magkaroon ng 100,000 sa left, 100,000 na tao sa kanan, by hook or by crook, kailangan mangyari yon. How do I make it happen? I have to be organized. I have to have undivided attention. I have to never be negative. And I have to be very, very active. Active ka. Okay? Active. Pagising sa umaga, active. Kailangan active ako Kailangan maging active ako sa ginagawa ko. Okay? Hindi ka passive. Hindi yung tatrabaho alam mo yung trabahong dinadrag mo yung sarili mo? Yung kailangan ko, meron na naman akong, sino ba, lilikutin ko na naman, sino naman ba to? Diba? Pero yung active kasi, proactive ka, ibig sabihin, nauuna ka Diba? Nauuna ka. Ako yung mind ko, wala na dito Wala na nga ako sa March Okay, nasa Christmas na nga yung utak ko Active masyado. Alam ko na yung gagawin ko lang April, May, June, July. Alam ko na. Plinano ko na Iniisip ko na siya Okay, pag nilaunch ko to, ganito mangyayari dyan, paano ko i-communicate? Pag lumaki yung Germany, paano ko kakausapin yun? Kailangan handa ko na yung mga tao. Alam mo, ganoon na ako mag-isip Active. Iniisip ko na I think way ahead Paano kaya? Mapupuno kaya natin ang faith ko, mapupuno natin ang Araneta Coliseum. Ano kaya ilo-launch natin ng game sa Araneta Coliseum by January next year? Alam mo sabihin? Siguro pag nilaunch natin yung mga 20, 30 new applications, doon natin i-launch sa, nagaganunan yung mga youth, tapos may mga computer, naglalaban sila ng mga bagong games, tapos nagne-network. Siguro ang dami ng Amerikanong pupunta dito, meron ng mga speaker from other countries. Siguro, tapos meron baka lumakas ang Ireland natin o Netherlands, yung UK, paano kaya natin gagawin to? Alam mo yun, ganun na, iniisip ko yun Kasi pag ganun ka mag-isip, iba yung galaw mo Sino kaya networker pwede kong kunin sa Amerika? Okay, sino kaya? Iniisip ko na yun. Yung iba naman, ang iniisip lang, yung kinausap ko sa galeriya, hindi sumali. Ayoko na. Tigil na ako. Ang hirap nung kausap na yon. Hindi maganda tong negosyo na to. Diba? Kasi hindi active Hindi napaplano, hindi naisip, hindi long term yung isip Ang niisip tong linggo lang na to Diba? Iba pag mag-isip ka ng ganun. Ako iniisip ko, sa Isugenki, I had 650,000 downlines. Why? Because I think like this Ganito ako mag-isip Diba? May secretary pa ako doon. Isip mo, distributor lang ako. Kaya lang, may mga secretary. Bakit? Kasi hindi ko na kayang gawin yung kailangan kong gawin Nag-hire na ako ng mga tao. Kahit distributor lang ako. You understand? Because iba active, inisip ko, ganun ba yung faith mo? Kasi according to your faith ganun ka ba ka-organize? Diba, inisip mo yung ngayon, lahat ng negosyo may problema Wala naman negosyo walang problema Kaya lang, konting problema, ako na. Kaya that's what separates the big guys from the small guys Ganun yun. Ganun lang ang buhay. Diba? So you have to think like that. Undivided attention. Naka-focus ka ba dun sa iPad o naka-focus ka sa Hammer? Saan ka ba naka-focus? Sa house and lot ka ba? Saan ka ba? Paano ba natin gagawin to? Kasi if you think big, you act big. If you think small, you act small. Kaya ganun ang act. Kasi ganun rin yung thinking You're only as good as this Kung ano yung naiisip mo You understand? Ito lang yung iniisip. So, being active in your mind, being determined, you have to be active. Okay? How are you gonna do that? You have to be teachable. Teachability, again, has nothing to do with age. You can be 13 years old and you don't want to be taught. Di ba? Meron ganun eh. Meron mga 80-year-old na teachable pa rin. Has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with hunger. Gutom ka ba matuto? Alam mo na ba lahat? Kung alam mo na lahat, di ka na matututo. Alam mo na eh, magaling ka na eh. Ako ngayon, nagbabasa ako kasi gutom pa ako eh. Hindi kong di alam eh. Yung mga payment gateway na yan, kailangan ko aralin eh. Rules, regulations, iba-ibang countries. Paano ka maging global kung di mo alam? Di ba? Kaya nagko-consult kami sa mga lawyers, nagko-consult kami kasi hindi namin alam lahat eh. You understand? Kaya lang, that's the only way. As a distributor, ano ba yung kailangan ko gawin? What do I need to do at this point? Am I teachable? Natututo ba ako? Kasi ang networking, may learning curve yan. Hindi yan overnight, alam mo na. Okay? Yung ibang tao, siguro itong kumpanya na to, dito pa lang natututo. Sa next company, baka dun siya sanay. Parang ganon. Barclay was my training ground. Na-train kami noon. Marami ako natutunan. Kaya lang, di pa ako kasing galing. When I went to Ishigenki, pagaling ka ng pagaling eh. Because you are teachable. Nagpapaturo ka. So, you want to learn some more. There's a learning curve. It takes 10 years to become a doctor. It takes 5 years to become a lawyer. 4 years to become a teacher. 5 years. In networking, a minimum at least of 1 year. Study it. Kailangan aralin eh. Paano ba nangyayari to? How do you lead? Network marketing is about leadership. You have to lead people. Paano ba i-lead yung mga tao? Diba? Paano ba i-lead? So you have to be teachable. Okay? Okay? The I is to initiate. You have to initiate. Okay? Huwag mo na hintayin yung mga iba. Gawin mo na. Okay? Huwag mo na hintayin. Ako, walang nagsabi. You know, when I started networking, I was 18, 19 years old. No one taught me to do seminars. Walang lesson na how to conduct a seminar. Walang nagturo sa amin. Nag-volunteer ako. Sir, ako na. Ba't gusto mo? Sir, sa tingin ko, mas magaling ako sa iyo eh. Talagang volunteer. Pakapala na. Ganun yun. Tapos nagkamali-mali. Sige, tira pa rin. Kahit di niya maintindihan ako, andun ako, volunteer. Binigyan ako ng tips. Tapos binidyo ko yung sarili ko. Sabi ko, nakakadiri panurin to. Yeah, initingnan ko yung sarili ko eh. Sabi ko, ano ba naman to? Initingnan ko, but I had to improve. Some people will correct me, Jay, mali to. Ito, yan. Oh, pa-improve ng pa-improve. Siyempre, nalilinis ng konti. Naayos yung natututo ka ngayon makipag-relate na sa audience. Kahit tulog ka na, kaya mo na magsalita. Bakit? I've done thousands of seminars, training, material. Ito, ngayon lang. I just thought of it, bam! I can teach it. Why? Because of years of experience. Diba? Iniisip mo yun. So, you just initiate it. Huwag mo na hintayin. Ikaw na yung gumawa. Simulan mo na kagad. Because the more you do it, the more you become skillful. Gagaling at gagaling ka eh. Diba? Gagaling ka kasi ginagawa mo eh. Pag hindi mo ginagawa, ano yan? Audience. But you have to lead people. In a meeting room, I don't know how to conduct meetings. Hindi ako marunong mag-conduct ng meetings, but I've conducted thousands of meetings. How? I just bought books, how to conduct a productive meeting. Bili ka, National Bookstore. So, nag-aral ako. Para pagdating doon, ito pala yung mga, pinipili ko yung mga techniques. Nag-aaral ka, iniisip mo. How do I relate with people? Communication skills. Paano ko ba i-motivate yung isang tao? How do I inspire people? You initiate it. Okay? Foundation, the I. The O is to own it. There has to be ownership. Has to be ownership. When I borrowed my car from my dad, yung tatay ko dati, umiram ako ng sasakyan. Lahat ng lubak, nalulusot, talagang shoot lahat. Hindi sa akin yung may-ari, bahala na, kotse naman ng tatay ko. Pero yung nagkaroon ako ng sarili kong kotse, tamo lahat ng lubak, hindi ko, naiiwasan ko. Kasi, sa akin eh. Akin na to, ginastusan ko na to eh. Di ba? Pag hindi mo sasakyan eh, parang taxi yan, di ba? Pag hindi sa kanya yan. Pero pag sinabi, after 5 years, magiging sayo yan. Kung biglang, ingat ng mga driver, di ba? Magiging sa kanila eh. Iba yung ownership eh. Pag sayo to, iingatan mo eh. Pag hindi sayo to, yari na yan, di ba? Ganun yon. Parang sa communist Russia, yung policies nila before, yung mga farmers. Anong ginawa doon sa mga farmers? Because they did not own the land, and because they were paid the same rate, minimum wage, pareho doon sa masipag, yung mga tamad, lalong tinatamad. Kasi pareho lang naman sweldo. Yung mga masipag, tinatamad na rin kasi pareho lang naman eh. Pero yung binigyan sila ng ownership, mabula ngayon, what you sow is what you reap. And what you reap is what you get. And you get everything there. So lahat ng farmers, sa lote ko na to, gagalingan ko na because ngayon, ang production, iba. Because of ownership. Ownership makes a big difference. I own this business. Pag-aari ko to, palalakihin ko to. No one owns it. I own this thing. Okay? So if you want a strong foundation, you have to own things. Aalagaan mo yan. Diba? Iingatan mo yan. Yung mga anak ko, yung isang daughter ko, pansin ko dati, binigyan ko ng laptop. Minsan, hinahagis lang sa kama or something. Pero yung sabi ko, yung next laptop niya, yung naka-Apple siya, sabi ko, ganito gagawin natin. Kalahati ng presyo, ako magbabayad, yung kalahati ikaw. Nag-ipon siya, nagbenta siya ng kung ano-ano para mabili niya yung laptop. Gusto niya talaga eh. Nako, ngayon, tignan mo, ang linis. Pagbababa, dahan-dahan ng baba. Bakit? Ownership. Siya na may-ari eh. Pinaghirapan niya eh. Di ba? Alam niya kung gaano kahirap niya bago nakuha yung laptop na yun eh. So may ownership. Naalagaan niya maigi. Iba yung ownership eh. You own the business. And lastly, the last N is to become a natural leader. Natural leader. You want to have a strong foundation, has to have leadership. Natural leadership. Ang tunay na leader is one who really cares for people. Okay, hindi, di ba? There's a saying, it's not how much you know. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Di ba? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. In other words, pag hindi ka tunay na networker, pag hindi mo pa iniiyakan yung network mo, pag hindi ka pa humihiga sa kama at lumuluha dahil iniisip mo yung network mo, hindi ka pa tunay na networker. Ang tunay na networker, talagang gusto tulungan yung network. Kaya hindi lumalaki? Kasi nire-recruit lang nila yung tao eh. Wala naman silang balak tulungan eh. Pera lang nakikita nila dun sa mga tao. You understand? That is the big difference of a leader. A leader is, when I sponsor you, I am concerned about you. Because you gave your hard-earned money, I want you to learn to grow your business. Kaya kung talagang gusto mo siya tulungan, alalahin mo siya. Mahihirapan ba siya? Of course, mahirapan negosyo. Kaya lang, tuturuan mo siya. Sige. Alam mo, kung mag-quit ka, pumasok sa ibang network, mahihirapan ka na naman. Kasi, the same thing. Tuturuan mo siya, alalahin mo siya. Natural leadership. Servant leadership. Kumbaga, tutulungan mo yung mga downlines mo, mag-meeting kayo. Kaya iba hindi mini-meet kasi wala nang pakialam. Nakuha na yung direct referral bonus eh. Ayos na, bahala ka na sa buhay mo. Pinagkakitaan na kita. Or, let's meet every week. Let's plan this thing out. Okay? Natural leadership. If you want to be the leader, you have to be the servant. If you want to be the first, you have to be the last. Leaders work the hardest. Leaders work the hardest. I was just telling, was it Mike? Sabi ko kay Mike kanina. Sabi ko kay Mike, may ginawa siya yung prospecting video. Sabi ko, Mike, ang ganda niya. Sabi ko sa niya, do you know that the reward for a good job is more work? Ulitin ko lang, ha? The reward for a good job is more work. That's why the guys who works the best, laging sa'yo binibigay yung trabaho. Magaling ka eh. Of course, it comes with promotion. Kaya iba, hindi na pro-promote kasi hindi maganda yung trabaho eh. Pero kung magaling ka, ay, ito, siyang kukunin. Umaangat yung mga magagaling eh. Yung mga magagaling, hindi sila satisfied dun sa level of skill nila. Gusto nila, lagi nag-i-improve. Habang nag-i-improve yung skill level nila, the more na pro-promote sila. Diba? Kasi, laging grabe, on time to masipag to. Bigyan mo nga ng raise to. Diba? Sino yung taong mahirap pakawalan sa kumpanya, yun ang pinaka-valuable. Yung taong pwede nang i-fire bukas, yun ang pinakawalang value sa kumpanya eh. Alam mo yan? Sino sa 20 natin tao, sino yung pinaka-hindi natin kailangan? Ito yung pinaka-hindi kailangan eh. Ito, magpapakawalan to. Pag nawala to, mapipilayan tayo. This guy, pag natanggal to, maapektuhan tayo. Sino yung sa network mo na kahit umalis na, okay lang? Kahit malis na yan, wala naman silbi yan eh. Alam mo yun, wala naman masyadong effect. Hindi tayo, it will not. But there are guys na, oy, halagaan natin to Kasi ito, pag nawala to, mararamdaman natin yung sakit. You understand? Di ba? So, yun yung mga taong natural leaders. Yun yung hinahanap mo yung mga tao. Consistent to. Iba to. Ito yung mga gusto mong buhusan ng kapital. Ito yung gusto mong tao na you want to invest more. Diba? Kasi yun yung mga taong natural leaders Yun yung taong pag sinabi niya, sumusunod. I mean, tinitignan mo sila Buddy. I mean, Buddy is a small guy in Tuguegarao. Because of his positivity, because of his faith, because of his undivided attention, and very active, very teachable guy, people are following. Sumusunod. Oh, bro, how are you? Oh, bukas meron tayo ngayon. Oh, ano tayo? Sino yung recruit mo? Oh, register. Araw-araw may nire-register. Bakit? Positive. Active. Teachable. Ini-initiate niya. Ay, may meeting na naman sila. Ito, nakikinig sila ngayon. Di ba, buddy? Oh, yun Why? Because they're active. And then there's a natural leadership. The F in foundation, again, is faith. We all have to have faith. Mawala na lahat, wag lang yung faith. It's faith that drives us. You have to be organized, have undivided attention, never be negative. May problema, ganito ang gagawin natin. Okay? Iba ka gumalaw pag positive ka Iba ka gumalaw pag may faith ka Diba? Ito, ako in-imagine ko na ito. Ito mangyayari. Magkakaroon tayo ng libo-libong mga distributors. Okay? Bebenta yan, kinocompute ko na nga Ang isang game mo, meron kang downline. Sabi mo, 3,000 yung downline mo. Ito sabihin mo ito if you have 3,000 downlines, nagbenta lang ng tig-5 ng isang game, is already 15,000 games sold. At $5 per game, that's already $75,000 in sales. You understand? So, you begin to think, parang, laki na yan Kung meron kang 3,000, magbenta lang ng tig-5, siguro naman meron silang tig-5 sa iba-ibang bansa. Di ba? Kung downline mo lang lahat yan, at lagyan mo na lang ng mga 25 points yan, sabi mo, ito, 15,000 times 25 points each. Sarap-sarap na nun. Di ba? Do you see the numbers? You have to see the figures Kasi mahirap yung faith na medyo hangin lang Ako, kino-compute ko talaga yan Pag meron tayong 3,000 na magbenta ng tig-5, 15,000 units sold. Di ba? At 25 points each. Ang laki na yan. Di ba? Kung meron ka pa 3,000 dito. Kung sila pa mag-recruit sa abroad. Kung maglabas tayo ng 119, 259, 469 na package na hindi wheatgrass, kundi mga virtual products. Okay? Kung i-promo kaya, marami kasing pwedeng gawin Kung i-promo natin yung 119, gawin natin 49 pero meron ka ng one business center kagad. In other words, there's so many things na pwede natin gawin para makuha yung mga retailers kung maglabas tayo ng mga 100 na applications, ano kaya mangyayari? Ano kaya kung mga puti na yung mga downlines natin? Ano kaya mangyayari? You understand? Faith. Kaya overnight yan. Yung mga iba, yung hindi nakakita ng ganon, may iwanan yon. Pero yung mga nakakita ng ganon, iba yon. So this is all foundation. All of these are foundational teachings. Okay, these are things that are necessary in building a network. Aralin natin, you have to have faith in what you're doing, and then you have to be ready. The problem is not the opportunity. The problem is, are you ready when the opportunity comes? Are you ready when the opportunity hits? O doon ka palang magre-ready? Di ba? Kasi baka pag tama ng opportunity, hindi ka pa naka-ready. Ako, pag tama natin, iba. Ako, sisimulan ko na lang pag meron ng wheatgrass. Okay? Ako, sisimulan ko na lang pag lumabas na yung virtual. Pag may virtual products na, tsaka na ako gagalaw. By the time gumalaw ka, si Jean Manawis, naiwanan na tayo lahat. Tsaka ni Radzi. You understand what I'm saying? Because, unahan na natin. Huwag ka lang, gawin mo na. Kaya ako excited dito. You know, my faith, kung ano yung kikitain natin the next 30 years, my faith is we're gonna earn in the next 2 years. That's my faith. It has happened to me in the past. I think this time is going to be bigger because it's global. I hold on to that. I meditate on that every day and every night. Do I have problems? I see problems. I don't deny the challenges, but I choose to look at the positive things that can happen. I discipline my mind to think, I'm going to make this happen. Kaya sinasabi ko nga sa iba, itaga mo sa bato. Pag nagkita tayo several years from now. Why? It takes one guy to believe. You know, in a huge network, sa isang malaking network na organization, one person who believes can change things. It doesn't take 5 or 10. Isa lang. One guy who's crazy enough to believe. Crazy. The rest will come back. Uy, ang laki na pa naman. Papanurin na lang nila. Uy, ang laki pala nung, laki na nung bizz, no? Gaganon na lang sila. Parang issue genki lang yan eh. Diba, ang laki na nung issue. Pero ito, iba to. Global na sila. Papanurin na lang nila. Tapos kami, mga ganon-ganon kami. Pasensya ka na lang, di ba? Ganon eh. Ganon ang buhay. Ganon ang buhay, di ba? So to me, isang guy. Kaya nga sabi ko, eto medyo puso na to eh. Iba na labanan dito. Kaya ilan lang ang lumalaki. You wanna be a big heart? Ilan lang yon. Milyon ang sasali, ilan lang ang big heart. Ilan lang ang Dexter Yeager. Bilang sa daliri. Ano ang meron niya na wala ako? Kailangan magkaroon ako ng ganun. Ano ang meron niya? Kailangan natin mga ano yun eh. You have to find out ano meron nun eh. I was looking at, before I came here, I was looking at some of the houses in Orlando. I live in Orlando. You know, some of the houses there. Man, sabi ko, magkano yung isang bahay na yun? Meron ko isang gustong place doon na isang bahay. Tapos sabi niya, siguro mga 1.5 M US. Ayoko masyado malaki yon, okay na sa akin yun. You understand what I'm saying? Meron ka dapat faith eh. Thank you. Meron ka dapat nun eh. Kailangan medyo may konting laban. Lulusot ka sa butas ng karayong, mahirap. Pero ako, gusto natin lumusot eh. So I'm trying to kaya ako sinasabi to sa inyo, gusto ko i-draw out sa inyo. You know why? Because everybody has that. Different levels, you have that. You haven't given, imagine nandito ka, you haven't even given your 100%. The truth is, you haven't even given 1%. Ano kaya ibigay mo yung 100%? Di ba? Imagine mo, sa totoo lang, di ba? Hindi mo pa binibigay lahat eh. Nag-all out ka na ba? Hindi pa. Di ba? Even the capacity of the brain is less than 1%. You haven't used your total capacity. Okay? Hindi mo pa ginagamit. But I'm just telling you, these are foundations that you will need, whether it's network marketing, traditional business, or anything. Ito yung kailangan. Ito yung kailangan. Ako lang, my faith is this. I want to be the next biggest network marketing company in the world. Okay? Not in the Philippines. We want to be the biggest networking in the world. In the world. Lalabanan natin. Kung ang Mona V nagawa nila, $1 billion in sales, anong meron nila na wala tayo? Bakit natin hindi kakayanin? Diba? Bakit? Aralin natin maigi. Okay? And hindi natin titigilan yan, we're gonna get it there. Kasi like me, I know right now, pinauna natin ang Philippines eh. Ito lang, mag-ingat lang yung mga Filipinos. No? I'm just letting you know. Once we hit the virtual, kung mas mabilis magtrabaho mga puti, may iwanan tayo. Lalo yung mga puti. Kasi mga Amerikano, I'm telling you, iba gumalaw. Iba gumalaw ang mga puti. Okay? They work hard and fast. Masisipag ang mga Amerikano. Sanay sa trabaho Amerikano eh. Bata pa lang yan, nagtatrabaho na yan. iba ang galaw nila. They work because sa States kasi, yung 8 hours work at saka 8 hours dito, iba eh. Yung trabaho ng 40 tao, ginagawa ng isa. Ganun ang mga puti. Kaya they're paid 40 times bigger. Kung mga pumunta ka ng SNR o kaya ng isang tindahan, nyari, punta ka sa bench. Ilan yung mga empleyado sa bench? Siguro dyan sa isang center na ganyan, baka mga 30 eh. Diba? Yan, gagawin ng 2 tao yun sa States. Hindi gagawin ng 30. Diba? Hi, ma'am. Doon, hindi. 2 ang gagawa. Kaya lang, babayad sa 30, babayad dun sa 2. Ganun yun. So, I'm just saying, we have to be ready. We have to be ready. Ako, I think God, I'm not relying on my own faith. I think God has something for us here. Meron siyang something in store for us. So, anyway, I'd like to thank you. Yun na muna yung ano natin. No? Think about that. Chew on that. Okay? Chew on that and think about where you can improve on. Ano ba yung areas? Because it's not just skills. You can have all the skills. You can have all this. But if you don't have the fight inside of you, kasi meron niyang fight eh. Kailangan may lumalaban inside of you eh. If you don't have that fight, okay, hindi mangyayari. I think of my wife and my kids. Man, I fight. I'll fight. I'll fight for them. Kailangan may inspiration ka eh. Kailangan meron kang reason for doing what you're doing eh. Diba? Meron kang gustong gawin eh. Diba? Hindi ako papayag. Ako hindi. Lalaban ako. If I need a car, when I was 17, I bought my first car. Why? I had a fight inside of me. Hindi pwedeng wala. It's a tool I need. I can't move around if I don't have a car. Okay? The first time I took the Jeep after 15 years was last few weeks ago eh. Okay, sabi ko, I haven't, nagpicture pa nga kami sa loob ng jeep eh. Picture taking kami, sumakay kami ng jeep eh. I mean, there's nothing wrong. Please don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong doing that. I don't see anything wrong. It's just that we need to have the drive. Ang gusto ko lang ibigay na point is kailangan may laban eh. Kailangan lumaban. Diba? Kailangan, hindi pwede to. Nakasakay ako dati sa jeep eh. Titignan ko yung isang bata, sabi ko, nagmamaneho ng isang sakyan. Sabi niya, ano bang meron niya na wala ako? Ba't siya may kotse? Ako wala. Masipag naman ako. Gwapo naman ako. Ano bang meron nito? Di ba? Isipin mo eh. Alam mo kailangan lang magkaroon ka ng desire magkaroon ng kotse. Kailangan magkaroon ka ng desire magkaroon ng mga bagay-bagay. Diba? Ba't siya may laptop? Ako wala. Kailangan magkaroon ka ng desire na magkaroon ng laptop. Kasi pag hindi mo gusto, you have to have the want eh. Pag walang want, hindi mo makukuha eh. Hindi mo makukuha pag walang want. Pag malakas yung want, makukuha eh. Kaya lang, nababirth kasi sa mind muna eh. Nababirth sa mind eh. Pag gusto na talaga, pag wala ka masyadong gusto, hindi mo makukuha eh. Pero kung gusto mo talaga, hindi pwede eh. Tsaka magko-compute ka. Ako kasi ginagawa ko, pag gusto ko na siya, drawing board na ako, computing ko na yung peso, yung mathematics eh. Imamat ko na siya eh. Tsaka kung gusto mo lifestyle, I mean, like me, I know my lifestyle eh. I know my monthly lifestyle. Okay, ito yung lifestyle na gusto ko. Na pag hindi ko kayang, mahirapan akong below that. I mean, I'll survive, pero, kumbaga, ang feeling ko sarili ko, hindi ako masaya pag ang lifestyle bumaba doon. Kailangan ko ng ganito. Ngayon, ang question is, paano ko makukuha yan? Punta na ako sa drawing board. Kailangan ko ng ganito karaming volume on the left and kailangan ko volume on the right. Tapos, ilan leaders kailangan ko? Ito yung kailangan ko leaders. Kailan ko ano yan? Kailangan, alam mo yung numero eh. Pag hindi mo alam yung numbers, katulad nito, sinulat ko na agad yung numbers. Alam ko eh, naiintindihan ko eh. Diba? Kung isang game lang to, kung 10, di times 10 to, 750 na yan. Correct? Isang game pa lang to eh. 3,000 nagbenta ng tigli 5. Una, gumamit to. O, i-multiply mo na, di meron ka ng 15,000. Kung tig $5 yun, di 75,000. 10 games, di 750 na yun. Maglabas ka ng kung ano-ano pang mga e-learning. Di ganun. Ganun lang naman ang numbers eh. Tapos tignan mo, ilan na dapat natin ma-recruit? O, ilan ba yung pumasok na recruit? Okay, ilan ba yung kailangan gawin? Ano ba yung makaka-attract sa mga tao? Okay? So, in other words, tapos we study it. So, I'm saying all of these things. How do you learn that? You join people who sees it. Para nakukuha mo rin. Ganun pala siya mag-isip Dapat ganun ako mag-isip Diba? Kasi you have to make the numbers happen You get what I'm saying? Pag nagawa ko to, mangyari to. Eventually, people are gonna make money. Okay? So anyway, foundation, very important. We'd like to thank you for listening, and we hope you got something from this tonight. We'll hope to see you again in one of our future trainings. Don't miss. By the way, don't miss this Saturday. We're going to do another training here. God bless you from different parts of the world. This is Jay signing out. Thank you. Bye.